Welcome to this short tutorial video on an experiment entitled Study of Viscosity Coefficient of Unknown Liquid with Respect to Water. This is an undergraduate physical chemistry practical, and in this video I shall try to explain how this particular experiment is carried out in our laboratory. So let's start. Now, before going into the experimental details, let us recapitulate the working principle. As you all know, this principle has been derived from Poiseuille's equation, and it is eta u by eta w is equals to rho u Tu by rho w Tw, where eta u is the viscosity coefficient of unknown liquid, eta w viscosity coefficient of water, rho u is the density of unknown liquid, rho w is density of water, Tu time of flow of certain volume of liquid through a capillary, Tw is time of flow of same volume of water through the same capillary, and rho u by rho w, this ratio is specific gravity of that unknown liquid. Now in this expression, this viscosity coefficient of water value can be obtained from any standard textbook. So what we have to determine experimentally, one is the time of flow for unknown liquid, next is the time of flow for water, and the specific gravity of unknown liquid. This is the glass apparatus with help of which we can determine this viscosity coefficient, and this is called Ostwald's viscometer. It is made of glass, simple U-like shape. There are two limbs and the two bulbs in the two limbs. The bulb in the left limb, let us call it bulb L, and the bulb in the right limb, bulb R. There is a mark just above the bulb R, that is mark A, and another one just below the bulb R, it is mark B. A very important thing, a capillary just below this bulb R, and one rubber tube which is attached to the right limb. Now the role of this rubber tube will be discussed later. Now remember, whenever we will measure the viscosity coefficient of any liquid, we have to take it inside this viscometer, and whenever pouring this liquid into this viscometer, we have to pour from this particular limb. There is a limb where this thing is not attached, that means the rubber tube is not attached. Always pour liquid from this end. First, we have to take a stand and clamp on the viscometer, obviously. Then fix this viscometer to the stand and clamp. Now we have to take water inside this Ostwald viscometer. For that purpose, we can use a 10 cc pipette. We may take 20 cc water inside this Ostwald viscometer. It depends on the capacity of the viscometer. So after addition of water inside this Ostwald viscometer, it will look like this, and you can see the water will not by itself pass through this capillary upwards towards this direction. For that purpose, what we have to do, we have to suck by mouth from this rubber tube end. When we will suck by mouth, the water level or water will move upwards through this capillary up to this position, say. Then stop sucking, and when we will stop sucking, the level will come down. When the water level comes down at mark A, then we will start a stopwatch. it will continue to come down, and when the level comes at mark B, then we will stop our stopwatch. So what are we doing? Actually we are measuring the time of flow for water to come from mark A to mark B, and in this way time of flow for water is determined. We can repeat this experiment number of times and can take mean value of the time of flow. Now by repeating the same sequence of procedures, taking this unknown liquid into this viscometer, we can also determine the flow time for the unknown liquid. But remember, whenever you are pouring some new liquid into this viscometer, rinse it thoroughly, rinse the viscometer thoroughly. Now specific gravity measurement. For that purpose we have to take an empty specific gravity bottle, and with the help of a digital balance we can weigh it. Suppose the weight of the empty specific gravity bottle is W1 gram. Next we will fill this specific gravity bottle with water, and again we will weigh it. Suppose it is W2 gram. And finally we will fill the specific gravity bottle with the unknown liquid and we'll take the weight. Let it be W3 gram. Now specific gravity of the unknown liquid can be determined from this formula, W3 minus W1 by W2 minus W1. Now here is some results. You can see the flow time measurement. For water we have taken 3 observations. 88 seconds for first observation is flow time, 89 seconds for second observation, for third observation is also 89 seconds. So average flow time is 88.67 seconds. Similarly for unknown liquid, 3 readings, 3 different observations give the same reading, so average flow time is 99 seconds. And for specific gravity measurement, empty specific gravity bottle weighs 17.7885, which is actually the W1. With water, the specific gravity bottle weighs 42.8159 gram, which is W2, and with unknown liquid it is 43.2945 gram, which is W3. So specific gravity can be calculated from the formula W3 minus W1 by W2 minus W1, and that is 1.0191. Now viscosity coefficient of water at 33 degrees Celsius is 0.7523 centipoise. This data is obtained from any standard reference book, standard textbook. But remember, viscosity coefficient depends on temperature. So at first you have to determine the temperature, you have to measure the temperature of the experimental day. If the temperature of experimental day is 33 degrees Celsius, then you can take this viscosity coefficient value, otherwise you have to take any other value which is given in the table. Finally the calculation, therefore viscosity coefficient of unknown liquid will be, you can see this is the viscosity coefficient of water at 33 degrees Celsius, then we are multiplying it with specific gravity of water into flow time of unknown liquid divided by flow time of water, and the result gives 0.8559 centipoise. So this is the viscosity coefficient of the unknown liquid. And that's all for this video. Thank you.